Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of 8-Star Anime. I'm your host, Chris Brown, and,
And I'm Dave the Head, and today, Monster Girls.
Oh, God. Did you really have to do that?
Yeah, they're monsters, you gotta have a sword!
Dear Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, we just got done watching the first 4 episodes of a 12-episode series of Monster Musume, also known as Everyday Life with Monster Girls.
And this is 8-Star Anime, so you know.
It's gonna get awkward. This series has,
TNA.
a lot of it. And, but...
It has more to it, too.
There's a lot more to it, though, yes, very fan servicey as it may be, the plot to the series itself actually gives a little purpose to it. Just to give you an idea, in this world, Japan has had an exchange agreement with a culture of monsters per se. You know, vampires, lamias, cat girls, stuff like that, and they do like a cultural exchange. So
they do refer to them kind of as demi-humans in the translation. Don't know what it means in Japanese.
And the idea behind it is probably exactly what it really means.
Half humans.
Yeah, pretty much for the most part. And so in this case, I forgot the name of our main character real quick because
he's only called Darling
almost the entire time.
I don't think they ever say his name.
I think they say his name like once, but after that, every character calls
Darling or Master or the Master Darling.
Well, I'll probably remember his name at some point, but
What? You're not scared enough to call him Darling?
Hold on a second. I'll get to that a second. Well, for the time being, we will call him Darling because that would be the best way for y'all to have an understanding of what's going on. He is just your typical average Joe guy who is accidentally sent a lamia named Mia for the cultural exchange as being a host. With Smith kind of just saying, gives the thumbs up and leaves, he's now having to take care of said girl while she's learning the culture of Japan, and he's slowly learning, I guess, what you want to call
how to live with these people,
how to live with them,
and the rules that he has to follow as a host family.
Yep.
Hey, you might want to tell them what a lamia is.
Fair enough. I use these terms because I'm used to calling these monster girls by what they are. A lamia is pretty much a half human, half snake creature. A lot of people probably have heard them as different versions of it, like a gorgon or anything like that.
Or a naga.
A naga, something like that. Something very similar.
And Smith is a governmental official.
Yes.
Agent Smith, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Agent Smith occasionally comes in and out of the series to remind you that there are rules that they are bound to. No explicit, relations.
No violence.
No violence. Monster girls can't hurt the humans. Humans can't hurt the monsters. So forth, so forth.
Everyone has to have their papers
right
and filed, and you cannot go into public without your homestay person.
Correct.
If you're one of the monsters.
So, with that being said, as we go through these 4 episodes, of which, if you're a fan of the manga series, you'll notice each episode is 2 chapters of the manga. In literal actual succession, as they come out, for the most part. So,
I never watched them, so I'll take your word for it.
Gotcha. And so far we've met Mia, who's a lamia, the half snake girl. We've met Poppy, who is a harpy, half bird, half human. You have
all dits.
Shut up.
She's a ditz.
She is. You have Santeria, who is a centaur, obviously half horse, half human. Most people, I'm sure, know who that is, what that is. And last but not least, we get a slime who is being named as Sue, who, out of all of the characters, is the least intelligent, but is learning.
She's also the least legal.
Correct. She's the only one that actually has not actually signed paperwork or has any knowledge of what this cultural exchange is.
I was going to say, I don't think her people are a part of the cultural bill at all.
They're not. Based on the idea that there are monsters that are...
evil.
I wouldn't say evil. They are...
harmful?
Yes, it could be potentially harmful. Probably a better way to put it.
Well, a person that keeps hugging you and you about drown, that would be pretty harmful.
Yes. But in this particular instance, Sue is a character that's supposed to be, I forget what they call it.
What, the trope?
Well, no, it's not a trope. It's, there's a certain term where she's not one of the intelligent monsters that you want to consider, using for a cultural exchange.
Gotcha. Sentient.
Yeah, there you go.
She's a very action-reaction type character. But she mimics well.
Mm-hmm. She's actually she would never be considered part of the cultural exchange only for the fact that they're a type of monster that would not normally would not show any form of intelligence or learning. They're just a monster that roams around. This one just happens to
for first to third level random encounters.
Exactly. However, Sue does start learning from the other girls, and I guess some form of
other people
in general.
Yeah.
So some good, some bad. Just depends how you want to look at it. And but like we said earlier, the reason why the plot's so important is because about episode 3, they get told our main character Darling gets told. The exchange program is going to have some leniency towards the idea of relations with the monster girls, at which humans can then marry the demi-humans. That becomes a huge, huge plot point to why there's a lot of fan service and why there's this whole moment of, this is my darling, no, my master, blah, 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 and that's why they're all fighting. And that's where you get this whole thing of TNA being this more of a plot device more than anything at this point.
Well, it starts off as this series really starts off 60% fan service, 40% comedy. Yeah. It starts slowly becoming kind of a moe slice of life thing.
Yeah.
It just never gives up its roots. That's
the part I like. They don't necessarily change. They don't go swing one way where it's all the TNA. Sure. And then they don't, but part way they don't just go, oh, whoa, let's back it up and just do all comedy. But nah, we're like, screw that. We're what we are. This is what
let's have fun with it.
Let's have fun with it. Let's go with it.
But it doesn't mean you can't have an attempt at some intelligent story. You can argue how far the scale is, but they're doing something and they're trying to be more. And
actually, this is why the manga series actually has gotten a couple of recognitions in the war. Yeah. Because the plot, to be honest, the plot actually gets you thinking a little bit.
Well, it's like the character said in the one episode. All the jokes aside, they are a family.
Yes. So that's something that is to be taken to heart when you kind of watch the series. Sure, the first good old 5-10 minutes is all like, oh shit, am I watching a porno? Holy shit.
And there's going to be some times where you're just like,
yeah, exactly. Was this necessary? No, but it happened. What are you gonna do about it now? Can't really unwatch it.
That's what the beer's for.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
So the other thing is that the series definitely aimed for an older group. While it doesn't cross any paths that wouldn't be, I would call it as a parent more than PG-13, but not quite rated R. I think Japan has a very kind of PG-16 kind of joke.
Yes, their scale on what age group gets what is a little different than ours.
And there's going to be public bathing and other jokes that that a lot of Americans are going to be a little whoa about because the cultural norms are different.
It just happens. But
We forgot our scorecards.
Yeah, we did. But you know what? I'm not going to get them.
Let's do it old school.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get to our scoring portion of the series for our now initial review of the series, because this is only the first 4 episodes. So just keep that in mind. So,
of course, we are cheaters.
What would that be?
You and I have already seen the series.
We have.
It's just been a little while.
But we're just going to go based on our first 4 episodes.
Yeah, because that's all I remember anyways.
Fair enough. So, let's start with the visuals. Visually stunning. You definitely see the use of computer animation, especially most of the animes at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, nothing CG, but almost a lot of series at this point, they're not. None of it's being,
hand drawn.
Not a whole lot's being hand drawn these days. A lot of it's really on the computer these days.
I never really think about stuff like that.
After a certain point, a lot of the series started doing that. It's probably easier and probably better managed than always hand drawing. Now, manga drawers will still do all their stuff hand drawn, obviously, but for animation, not so much. I mean, computers are a thing.
They are.
Yes.
Okay.
I hope you know that, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, visually it looks clean, very very vibrant and bright in certain places. Nothing. I wouldn't say anything really stands out during a scene when they do it. They kind of keep everything's just. There's just a lot going on. Very colorful. So very colorful show.
Busy.
Yeah, there you go. And to be honest, I would have to give it 2 stars. I mean, the animation works really well with what they got going on. Nothing seems out of place in the scene of what you're looking at, and if they really want you to focus on something, they
put it in the center of the screen.
Pretty much. So, not much really left for that.
I think visually it's a 2 as well. There's good animation. There's enough of the kind of Japanese anime joke gags, sight gags, exaggerated faces, giant teardrops, people spouting blood out of their nose, all that goofy, silly stuff, but not enough to make it stupid.
Just like you made that comment. He's so nervous he lost his face.
Yeah, right. They drew his face like, oh my god, I don't know what's going on. All I have is a chin.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a 2.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Fantastic. Now for the audio.
What audio?
Good question. This series doesn't really do a whole lot of the whole background music. Nothing suspenseful. I do like the theme song and the ending theme song, which we never listened to, but we will listen to the ending theme song eventually.
Yeah, theme songs.
I think they match the show very well for what it is, and
the sound effects are adequate.
I mean, nothing stands out to make the series pop any more than it.
Giant punch, crashing truck.
I mean, that's the only thing about if we go back to visuals and all that kind of stuff. That's the only part that bugged me. It's like some of the over exaggerations on a series that's supposed to be more slice of life, more realistic.
I think it needs
in a way.
There's people walking around, with snake bodies.
True. I think you kind of get away with, I'm gonna punch this dude, and he's gonna fly at least a good 10 feet back
through another person.
Through another person.
Did I hit him too hard? Did he land in the street? No. Hit him harder.
But for audio, I mean, like I said, nothing. I mean, the show is already visually kind of popping in your face. That the audio, there's really not really any need for any audio suspense that's needed for the show to really need to pop. But I'd have to give it a 1. It's there. It works well. That's about it.
I'm giving it a 1 as well because it's adequate. It could use some music. There are times where I think music would make it less awkward.
Yeah, even for the scenes that are like nothing but like TNA and they're kind of getting into that seduction mode, even the music for that kind of just drops off.
Well, it feels more porn than it does romance.
That's the thing, and I think with the comedy bit, they kind of they don't know whether or not to put some goofy sound in there or serious music. They kind of go up and down in it, and
they just don't grab. They don't know their own place yet in it.
Yeah.
Story.
Yeah, the story. I personally give this story a 2. Because not necessarily for where I know it's going, from what I already know from the 4 episodes. We already know that this is the reason they're here. The reason the monster girls are here is they're learning the culture of Japan, and the host families are supposed to help them, blend in a little better. They've only been doing this for they've only been doing the cultural exchange for 3 years by this point in the storyline. So there's still some ups and downs with people.
And deportations.
Yeah, and you have the problem of people wanting to either be scared of these monster girls, or they're huge fans of the monster girls. They don't know how to handle it.
Well, they're not treating them like people. They're treating them like things,
and that's a problem. And we're slowly we really see that a lot in like the first couple of episodes, where they truly make that a point to go, hey, they're not being treated the way they should be. We should be treating them like, hey, they're guests into our culture. Let's let them in. Not, ooh, let's point and laugh. Look, they're different than we are. No, that's kind of the bad side to that. Now, the rest of the plot being, hey, our cultural exchange is going to allow marriage amongst humans and demi-humans. We want to see how well it goes. All right, you, main character, pick one of these ladies. Now we got a story. Because now it's like, how's he going to handle this one?
I got to admit, that plot point is just very shoehorned right into there. And that was kind of a negative to me. It's like, oh, look, they're being flirty, romantic, and it's part of the jokes. That's fine. Now it's part of the plot. So I give the story a 1. Because it's adequate. The story's not a good story, but it is a story.
Yeah.
And that helps. It is a story. There are reasons. There are hooks. There are false paths.
But to me, that helps with this not just being another TNA series.
Sure. But it's still not a great story. It is a story, and I'm not trying to knock it. And in comparison to other series like it, it's a Miyazaki film. But it's not a Miyazaki film. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, I see what you're saying. And so he gives it a 1, I give it a 2. So now we go to overall enjoyment. I personally think the series is funny as hell.
It is funny.
Like, I won't lie. Like, I just enjoyed like a lot of the like silly moments they have amongst the different characters and what they have to go through.
Even dealing with the regular human people.
Yeah, because you got Smith, Agent Smith, who's the only other human in the entire series right now who's kind of like
a main character.
A main character who waltzes into the house
and has a cup of coffee.
Has a cup of coffee. Smooches off for food, and like
mooch.
Mooches for food.
It's gonna be that kind of episode.
Mooches for food. Randomly pops in right when things are about to get busy
or
awkward, and I'm thinking to myself like, okay, I like her character a lot, and when she's supposed to be helping, with Darling, she really does. She walks around, and goes,
"You got this, Chief.
Go
Carry
for
on."
it. And walks off. I mean, to the point where quite literally he's calling. No. She calls him literally in the middle of the night. What was it? No,
yeah, to remind him that the full
moon is going to be a problem for him.
A plot device.
Yeah. So, by the way, there's a full moon, so the girl's going to act crazy. Okay, what do I do? Well,
I don't know. I'm tired, Andrew.
But you got this. Click. What? Really?
Actually, he called her.
Yeah, he called her.
And she's like, "It's my day off."
It's my day off. No, done. I was like,
yeah, she's my favorite character personally.
And now, granted, when we meet, I mean, personally, I think. What's your score for enjoyment before I continue on?
My score is 2. Now, I do have a caveat for the 2.
Okay.
It's a certain type of series. If you're not into that type of series, I don't think you're going to like it. Being in a group of people, it's awkward for me, personally. This is one of those guilty pleasures, I think.
One of those, like...
let's all pop some popcorn and watch Monster Girls.
Fair enough. Like, if you're watching by yourself or whatnot, you're probably thinking, like, this is fantasy series, whatever, but a lot of the awkward moments, even with the group of people, it's kind of like...
I think for you, not knowing you, it's going to be a 1. But I think if you're a little bit of a weirdo, like me, or a big fan of that style of anime and mangas, you're going to give it a 2.
2. With that being said, it's one of those things where one of the things I do like is that each character kind of brings a little something different to the table. Of course, you're gonna in a harem story, you're gonna get archetypes. It's just something that happens. Mia's your typical, in my opinion, girly girl. You have Poppy, who's the ultimate ditz. I mean, for crying out loud, they do make a point to the whole bird brain of she takes 3 steps and forgets what the hell she's doing.
Plus, she's very little.
Yes.
So she has that petite lolly look, even though her character is an adult.
Yeah, even though her character's the same age as everyone else.
And then the centaur takes the noble
kind of like
woman.
Noble woman, straight. She tries to be the straight-laced character, proper character. She's supposed to be like the knight in shining armor type character. And
if the introduction is to be believed, there's still more to come.
Yes. Down the line, we still have 8 more episodes of this series and 3 more Monster Girls based on the overall intro to the series itself.
And that's not even counting the side characters.
No. We've still got, I was about to say, even with the intro, we got 4 of them to deal with. So, which is funny because they'll end up having their own special episode down the line, too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts? Give it a watch.
It's on Crunchyroll. You can watch it for free.
Free. I mean, sure, there'll be commercials, but heck, who cares? I'm about to say, I watch Hulu all the time. I have to sit through all that crap.
I watch TV. You gotta
sit through all that crap. So,
what's your final score?
My final score? Let's see. 2, 1, 2, no.
Yeah, 2, you 1. Gave it a 7.
Yeah, I gave it a 7.
And I gave it a 6.
It happens. Now, granted, that those scores may or may not change down the line. We still got plenty of episodes left to go.
So if you want to see us muscle our way through this in all our awkward glory, like, share, comment, maybe?
Yes, let us know how we are. We do have our Facebook page. We do have the ECS Network on YouTube. Check out our channels. We got Ken and Mike's Movie Night. We also got Denzicaster. We also got, what's up?
They did Howl's Moving Castle.
Yes, they did.
We can't do it now.
I know. It's all good.
It's okay. No,
I think we still can.
No, they want to do anime films? That's okay. You do anime films. We'll get some of yours.
Wow.
April Fool's is coming up.
That's true. But, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I'm Airstone Batman Chris Brown.
And I'm going to get my sword.